RomeInLimo specializes in luxury car hire and experienced guides that tailor to your personalized tour. For great customer service, RomeInLimo will surely make your trip unforgettable. Country, most commonly known for its boot-like shape, you'll find Italy's thriving capital at right about the shin. Resting in the Mediterranean Sea, Rome is a city everyone must see during a lifetime. Full of some of the world's most iconic landmarks, delicious cuisine, and greatest works of art. It's a cultural center full of sounds, but easy for a country escape. My wish is coming true as I take off to Rome. So obviously one of the first places that every visitor to Rome comes to see is the Colosseum, right?
Absolutely. It's one of the biggest monuments for the ancient history. The Colosseum is over 1,930 years old today.
Wow.
So what you see is just a small attempt to reconstruct where the level of the arena was. And it would basically stretch from what we see over the entire floor. And that wooden floor was covered by sand. Sand in Latin is arena. And that's the reason why we call it arena. Then another story is what you have underneath. To vaguely give you the dates, the Colosseum was built from approximately the year 70 or 72 until the year 80. Everything here was centered around entertainment. It was supposed to please the crowds.
But this wasn't entertainment that we're used to today, by any means.
Absolutely. It was a bit of a different entertainment. There were two types of games, and mainly you had the gladiator combat. So of course the competitions could be in groups or one-on-one. That's what we tend to always imagine, the great helmets with the red feathers, the absolutely fancy outfits. Tourists visiting Rome always expect a lot of bloody stories and expect obviously the statement that the Colosseum was built to kill. And that's one of the things that we have to remember, that it was a place of entertainment.
The Colosseum was worth braving the 100-degree mid-August heat. And while the historical monument continues to entertain tourists today, it doesn't sit far from the downtown of the ancient city known as the Forum. Well, walking down from Capitol Hill, we have a beautiful view of all the temples here at the Forum. Now, what do all these temples mean?
Now, generally you have the temples dedicated here in the center of the ancient Rome to the most important gods. For example, the god of prosperity, Saturn, just to your right-hand side. And the sacrifices performed to please those gods, to honor them, would be performed right always outside of the temples.
Is there a reason why it is so close to the Colosseum? Did that have any relation?
Absolutely. The Colosseum, rather, was built, the Forum is much older, so the Colosseum was built as just another additional monument and entertainment, of course, site that pertained to that large complex of the downtown of Rome. So we're standing roughly about its western limit, the Capitoline Hill, with all its monuments, with the temples to most important gods of Rome.
So for ancient Rome, this was the place to be.
Rome's countryside, we're in the region of Lazio. That's what Rome is capital of. Has never really been much recognized, so I'm very excited that you decided to leave the city for a day because I think it really needs to be promoted more, and people need to be aware that it's as easy as go just half an hour, 40 minutes.
The quaint medieval city is home to about 50,000 people and was formerly called Tibur. There's a road that comes from the ancient Roman origin called Via Tiburtina that takes you straight from Rome to the town. This made the connection very convenient for many senators and rich aristocrats who built their countryside villas at the bottom of the hill.
It's in medieval days when the town is set up on the hill to defend the people during the invasions, during the very unstable times of medieval ages. And then the town really boomed in the 1600s with the importance of Rome as a cultural center, as a center of art.
Well, I like the feeling that you have when you come here because you definitely don't feel like you're in Rome. We left the city and drove down the hill to have an Italian experience that isn't just found in Tuscany. Italians love to drink it, and I'm about to see how the locals make it. Castle Palazzo is property of the Pulcini family, located just 15 kilometers outside of Rome on one of the oldest farms in the Castelli Romani area. Antonio Pulcini showed me his vineyards that were ready for harvest.
Pinot Nero is one of the grapes most difficult to cultivate. Would you like to try that?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sì, è bene assaggiare perché il momento dovrebbe essere quasi pronta per la vendemmia.
It should be right about the perfect time for the vendemmia.
So how many different kinds of grapes do they have?
Qui abbiamo 5 tipi di uve rosse.
5 types of red wine.
Abbiamo Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon, Cabernet Franc, Merlot and Syrah.
You heard the types?
They're all the same? So compared to other parts of Italy where wine's popular, is Rome's weather different than, let's say, Tuscany?
The weather's more or less the
Di
same,
altre regioni.
but we're quite lucky because the climate is very adapted for the vine.
So we have red on this side and white on this side?
That's Malvasia, and that's predominantly what white wine, the local white wine is made from.
I could eat these grapes all day long.
All day long.
After leaving the vines that were over 20 years old, we went inside to explore the cellar and finally traded that grape juice for the real deal. Put my mouth here?
So the ultimate test, if you belong to the god Bacchus. She's doing good, she's doing good.
I'm drowning in the wine. Is this one of your favorites?
Yeah. That's Victor Emmanuel, the second on the horse.